Hello and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. This is episode 4. Also, I just realized, as a quick aside before we begin, all of these are all of our romance options. Ooh! We love it. We've got 5. Ooh! I have not met whoever the heck is coist with Little Red Riding Hood right here, but, werewolf boyfriend? Werewolf boyfriend. Anywho. Let's begin. I don't see why this is necessary. Of course this is necessary, princess. You work to show you can be useful. For the last half hour, Parfait and Delora have been debating what chores they want to give me. I cannot believe they are seriously going to make me work, like a commoner. No freeloaders at the marching, remember? And you can't pull the princess card anymore now that you're a homeless peasant. Being demoted to a homeless peasant is not my fault. If you really think about it, it was kind of me to demote you. Stop teasing her, Delora. Gaia has a lot thrown at her already. I'm only speaking the truth. Besides, working to live is the commoner's way of life, but at least it's rewarding. But if you do nothing, you get nothing. No food, no clothes, no bed. You are no longer a princess, Gaia. Life here at the Marchen is comfortable, and you need to work for comfort. Remember that. What you do is your choice, princess. Do I even have a choice? Not really, no. I love Delora. Let's see. How about cooking duties? No way, she'd burn a salad. She could be a receptionist? Then we'd lose all of our customers. That's probably true. I'm right here, you know. Sorry. Do you have any useful skills at all? As a princess, I had servants who did everything for me. They cleaned my room, helped me dress. How am I expected to possess skills for things I've never done? Aha! I have found the perfect job for our Cinderella. Magic. Aww. Ta-da! Gaia will be in charge of sweeping the Marchen floors. What? Perfect. Even she should be able to do that. Could you, princess? I refuse. But look, I even put a cute little ribbon on the broom just for you. It's your very own special broom. A princess does not clean. Hard-headed as ever. Don't worry, I will fix for this. Are you about to have a Fantasia moment? Suddenly the broom flies into my hands. I'm pulled helplessly along as the thing begins to sweep the floors. I try to pull my hands away, but they may as well be glued to the broom. They do not budge. What have you done? You should be thanking me. I'm helping you with your duties. Delora, isn't this too much? Oh, nonsense. The princess has learned useful new skills. Mr. Broom will teach her everything she needs to know. If the floor is dirty, Mr. Broom will come to life and start sweeping, and it will not stop until the floors are spotless. What? Come on, Parfait. We got time for a cup of tea. But she'll be fine. A little sweeping never killed anyone. You are dreadful. Enjoy your time with Mr. Broom. Wait! Did they really just leave? Hey! Slow down! The broom begins to sweep faster. Despite my protest, I'm still forced, like a puppet, to sweep the floors with grudging tenacity. Ooh, so sparkly. Oh! I love you, Mr. Broom. I can barely catch my breath after that. Princess, Parfait sent me to check. How lovely, it's so clean. I can see my reflection in the floorboards. I'm impressed. Do not even think about stepping into this room with your dirty shoes. Goodness, I didn't know princesses could be such terrifying creatures. You are aware that the march-in is opening soon, yes? The floor isn't going to stay clean forever. Then do not open the march-in. I do sympathize with you, Princess. It's difficult adjusting to the commoner's life. What would you know about that? More than you think. What? Oh, did I let that slip? That was my mistake. Karma just smiles at me, their eyes gleaming with playful mischief. They're definitely hiding something. My hands are red and sore from all the sweeping I've done today. I remember the salve Anise offered me when I first woke up in my room. Surely that will help somewhat. I apply it to my hands and find, to my surprise, that it's very effective. Most of the redness quickly fades along with the pain. Is this what my life will be like if I don't break this curse? Forced to work day in and day out? I can't let things stay as they are. I gotta act. I lay down to rest. Tiredness falls upon me like a heavy, suffocating blanket. I close my eyes and feel myself shift into the darkness of sleep. No dreams! Despite having slept for hours, I'm still tired when I wake. I glance back at my hands and remember the salve's effectiveness. Whatever Anise gave me really works. I should ask her to make me more. I feel like this is not the last time I'll need it. I must act quickly. The sooner I break the curse, the better. The people who offered to help me are all here. Whom should I ask for help? I don't want to ask any of these people for help. Rod probably won't give me any help. Rumple is fire. It can rumple. And, I don't know, Karma did give us some sympathy there for a second. But, Rod! Let's make amends! I'm sorry for being a jerk to our family. I'll be a good sister, I promise. Just a quick aside, I'm not trying to romance Rod. I just kind of want to fix our broken relationship, you know? I mean, we're family. We gotta fix something, you know? Because he is my, step-bro, so it'd be a little weird if I tried to romance the boy. Rod came to the march-in today to discuss something with Parfait. This is just the third time he's visited the tavern since I've been here. I wonder what he discusses with Parfait. Rod's eyebrows furrow as soon as he sees me enter the room. Oh, it seems like the princess has something she'd like to speak with you about, Prince Rod. She probably already knows why I'm here. Thank you, Prince Rod, for telling me about this. I shall leave you with the princess now. Bye. Rod's expression turns grim. He clearly disapproves of me even just being in the same room as him. As soon as Parfait leaves, he shoots a glare in my direction. What do you want? All I have done is enter the room and he's already angry? I'm still not used to being treated like this by him. I'm here to ask you about goodness. You are asking the wrong person, Gaia. Did I make the right choice in choosing to come to him? I do not intend to help you break your curse, no matter what Lady Parfait says. Pardon? Eberlane and my mother have tried to be kind to you many times, but you only ever respond with disrespect and cruelty. Cruelty? You think I've been cruel to them? How else would you describe your behavior? Why am I suddenly the one at fault? Their coming to the palace made my life miserable. I'm the victim here, not them. Gaia, Critical failure on self-reflection. Ah! The others may think you're capable of goodness, but I severely doubt it. I do not wish to work with you, so do not come to me for help. Excuse me. Bye. He turns around and begins to walk away, leaving me to stand alone in the room, even angrier than I was before. How dare he treat me like this? I grab his arm and pull him around so that he's facing me. I refuse to let him belittle me like this, especially when I'm making a conscious effort to change. What if I can help you break your curse? Will you help me then? Rod fixes me with an icy stare as he pulls away. I don't intend to break my curse. What? Rod shoots me one last glare before he leaves the march-in, leaving me to stand there confused. Is it your curse an excuse to get close to Parfait? Do you have a little crush on Parfait, my boy? If he does not intend to break his curse, then why is he even here? I stare in horror at the floor. Gravel and sand are embedded between the floorboards. The wood beneath my feet is covered in a thick muck. Hi, Mr. Bloom. Hi, Mr. Bloom. Oh no. Stop! I never thought I'd see this. The princess is actually sweeping. I'd say it's more like the broom is sweeping and the princess is along for the ride. Lady Parfait, your orders have arrived. Where should I put them? At the back, please. Thank you. They all have very similar voices. Help. I glare at Garland and he begins to move. You! You are dirtying the floor. Sorry. Garland dashes across the floor with long steps in an attempt to leave as few footprints as possible. This was Delora's doing, wasn't it? Is it obvious? This has a witch having fun written all over it. Whoa. I need water. Wow, completely spotless. You are the worst. Oh, you hurt Mr. Bloom's feelings. Don't be mad at the broom, princess. It's only trying to help. It's doing nothing but making my life miserable. Lady Parfait, I must speak with you. I look up at the witch that has just entered. She is a regular in the march-in, and according to Parfait and Delora, a good witch. She orders tea here from time to time. She has mud on her shoes. Why is she glaring at me like that? I believe it's because of your shoes, dear. I have just cleaned the floor. Oh, I am sorry. I'll clean up after myself right away. Good. The princess is something else. I've never seen a witch so frightened at someone before. Yeah. The witch hurriedly cleans up the tracks she'd made coming in before going to speak with Parfait. Even though Parfait says that Delora and this witch is good, I don't trust her judgment. Especially not when she considers Delora, who ruined my life, a good person. I put the broom back in its resting place before double-checking my work. Now that I'm done, I can continue to work on breaking my curse. Whom should I ask for help today? I refuse. Rod says he doesn't want to break his own curse, so of course he's not going to help me. And Karma at least showed us some sympathy. Karma! I find Karma sitting at one of the tables looking out a window. You're being quiet today. What a rare sight. Oh, princess. Why would you be so surprised to see me? Because it is an honor every time you visit me. Have you come for my advice? I want you to tell me how to do a good deed. My, so straightforward. What are they talking about? It's really simple. You just do something without strings attached. No strings attached? Yes. You do something for someone without asking them to pay you back. It's hard to wrap my head around doing such a thing. Why would I do something without needing to? Have you ever done such a thing for someone else? Of course I have, Princess. That was a long pause. It was only a thoughtful one. Right. Is that all? I believe so. That tidbit of wisdom ought to serve you well. A month has passed and I have yet to complete even one good deed. Not for any lack of trying, though. I've been asking around for advice on how to be a good person and received various answers. What makes someone good? I'd say being selfless. Darling, I think it's important that you consider another person's feelings. Patience. The ability to soothe even the most broken of hearts. I can't do it. Forget I asked. Bravery. Loyalty. You must be beautiful both on the inside and out. Right. Must I be all of those things in order to be good? According to Parfait, I can't just pretend. It has to come from my heart. I place my hand on my chest and consider the steady pulse of my heartbeat. That's not going to be easy. I close my eyes, thinking of all the possible ways I might be able to break my curse. But in the end, my mind is blank. Mother, what am I supposed to do? A dream. I went to sleep at some point. Your personal feelings are nothing but a weakness for others to exploit. That is why you do not show them. You only show them that you are strong. Yes, Mother. You must not let false kindness deceive you. People will use niceties to trick you into exploiting your weak emotions. But you can trust me, Gaia. I will never hurt you. I will never lie to you. I am all you need. I love you, Gaia. I love you too, Mother. Gosh, Mother. Gosh. How are those lessons of yours going? Hope you're not giving anyone a difficult time. I am the only one having a difficult time. Have you tried pairing up with someone? Pairing up? Some of the people in the tavern pair up to assist each other. Two heads are better than one, as they say. It's not a bad idea, but the problem is with her. Who's going to volunteer to pair up with the Ice Princess? She's got a point. People may not glare at me anymore, but it does not escape me that I'm still disliked. Most of the boarders that the Marchand volunteered to help her, remember? And I haven't heard any of them retract their offers. It's only a matter of time. Stop it, Delora. It's your choice, Princess. Pairing up is only a suggestion. God, they antagonize each other so much. Would pairing up with someone really help me break my curse? What if they end up being an annoyance instead? Excuse me, Princess? I'm sorry for disturbing you, but you've just been staring at your tray, and the customer is waiting for his order. Of course. Delora has me helping a niece today. The Marchand is unexpectedly busy, and they cannot keep up with all the customers. Stop daydreaming, Gaia. Food doesn't deliver itself. I don't need you to tell me that. I stretch out on my bed. The stiff mattress does little to soothe my aching muscles. I was on my feet the entire day, struggling to keep up with the steady stream of people that came into the Marchand. I've never seen the Marchand this busy. I roll onto my stomach and bury my face into my pillow. My arms and leg protest the movement. I refuse to live this type of life much longer. I need to break this curse as soon as possible. Why don't you pair up with someone? Pairing up might not be such a bad idea. Ooh. Who are you? But Karma, why are you locked? Not Karma. I keep calling you Karma. Waltz! Waltz, why are you locked? No, I refuse. Rumple, if I were to play this multiple times, would probably be my final route. Just because... Don't want to deal. I don't want to romance him. I just want to fix our bond so we can live better together. We're gonna fix our family bond. I'm not romancing you. I'll ask Rod if he'll pair up with me. I know we don't have a good relationship. Rod has spared no effort in telling me how cruel I've been to his family. But I feel that rectifying whatever mistakes I made with them might be an easy way to get 3 good deeds. Oh, is this... Oh, this is going to be very interesting. But Gaia, didn't he tell you that he didn't want to break his curse? Yes, but that may not be the whole truth. He is still reluctant to break his curse despite all the advice I've offered him. Perhaps you will be able to encourage him where I could not. I do not care if he does not want to break his curse. I only need him to help me remedy the supposedly bad things I've done to his family. I believe that will be the easiest way to break my curse. But the problem is that I rarely see him here. He's usually at the palace. In order for this arrangement to work, I will need to be in the palace. I, for one, think it's a terrible idea. What if... Dolores' voice trails off. She averts her gaze to the floor, her expression a mixture of anxiety and solemn consideration. What if what? Is there something I should know? Both the witch and the fairy just stare at me silently. After a few moments, Parfait speaks. You would be far away from us, Princess. We would not be able to assist you. Witches could be lying in wait for you, knowing that you're the true crown princess of Adiel. They might seek to use you for their own purposes. What sort of purposes? Why would the witches be after me in the first place? Many of them have been corrupted by the Tenebrarum. Darkness has invaded their hearts, making them bitterer. Many of them simply want to see the fairy tale curses continue on undisturbed. This is all just speculation, but it's better to be safe rather than sorry. What would you have me do? Delora? I have an idea. I think I can get her into the palace and make sure there's someone there to look out for her. How? Just trust me. Tomorrow the Ice Princess returns to her palace. I have a bad feeling about this. I love it. This cannot be happening.
Don't dilly-dally. The princess will soon be awake and expecting her new maid.
I close my eyes and suppress the urge to groan. How is it that Delora was able to turn me into Emerlane's personal maid? She thought this would be funny, did she? Well, I'll make her pay for this.
I expect you not to be late again. We have very strict rules on how the palace staff should behave.
I'm not exactly sure how Delora managed this. She told me she was going to cast a spell on me, and that it would be over as soon as I opened my eyes. I closed my eyes, and sure enough, when I opened them, I found myself here in a maid uniform. What did she do? The maid continues to babble at me. How annoying. I pretend to listen to her as she leads me through the palace hallways. Honey, you better listen. She's probably telling you what your job description is, and if you don't know what it is, you're going to mess up, and if you mess up enough, they're going to kick you out. Emerlane and Rod's chambers are located here. Oh no! What was... oh! We came to a halt when Emerlane suddenly appears from around the corner.
Your Highness.
The maid ducks into a neat curtsy. Emerlane's eyes meet mine. I tense as I wait for any signs of recognition from her, but she only gives me a curious look, as if wondering who I am. She clearly does not recognize me. The maid suddenly reaches back and pulls at my shoulder, forcing me into a bow.
You are in front of the Crown Princess of Angiel. Show some respect, girl. My apologies, Your Highness. She's new and clearly needs to be taught some manners.
Excuse me? Oh, please, there's no need for that. What is she trying to achieve by pretending to be kind to a palace maid? Who's she trying to fool?
Your Highness, this is your new personal maid.
Emerlane glances at the maid, looking confused. Why do I need a personal maid?
It is by the king's orders, Princess.
Emerlane turns to look at me again. What is your name?
She's talking to you, girl.
I scowl at the maid before facing Emerlane. I cannot believe I have fallen so low that I'm now being ordered around by a maid. Gaia. It's nice to meet you, Gaia. I hope we can get along. When I do not respond, Emerlane's face falls. I was just heading to breakfast with my family.
Of course. Gaia will escort you to the dining hall.
I raise my eyebrows at the maid, irritated. There's no need for concern. I can get there on my own. I breathe a sigh of relief. I'm not here to babysit her. The maid leans forward and whispers something in my ear.
I don't know how it is that you landed this position, but you owe the royal family your diligence and respect. If you continue to show disrespect, I will be having a word with the king.
The maid pushes me forward so that I'm forced to stand next to Emerlane.
She will escort you to the dining hall, Your Highness. Her job requires that she follows you everywhere in case you require assistance with anything.
But...
It is almost time for breakfast, Princess Emerlane.
Emerlane frowns and looks at me. I'm so sorry. Why is she apologizing? Good morning.
Good morning. It seems that you've met your personal maid.
The king's eyes widen as soon as he spots me.
You look familiar.
Does he recognize me? No. He recognizes you as the beggar outside of his palace that he gave a couple fucking pieces of gold to. I feel a little tremble in my heart as I consider that hope.
Are you not the girl who came to the gates before?
I deflate with a soundless sigh. He remembers me as the peasant.
This is the first time I am meeting you as Emerlane's personal maid. What is your name?
Gaia.
That is a lovely name. We are glad to have you here, Gaia.
The king gives me a warm smile. The softness of his gaze makes me angry. He never treated me so kindly when he remembered me as his own daughter. Emerlane takes her seat while I walk to stand at the walls beside the other maids and butlers. The door opens and Rod walks inside. He greets the king, Ophelia, and then his sister. He's just about to take a seat when his eyes suddenly fall on me. The shock is apparent on his face. Peekaboo, son of a... Rod, is something wrong?
I see there is a new maid on staff.
His tone is almost accusatory. I bristle at his words and am about to say something when Ophelia speaks. She is Emma-Elaine's new personal maid, Gaia. Rod stares at me for a few moments, his expression unreadable. Eventually he moves to take a seat. I stand silent and watch the royal family eat their breakfast. The small area is filled with happy conversation. The four of them smile at each other when they speak. It's easy to see how comfortable they all are with one another. When I was still here, our meals were always so quiet. But everyone looks so happy now. I bite my lip to will the heavy feeling away. Rod told me that before, but I did not want to believe him. I turn back to the conversation at hand.
We have something very important to discuss with you, Emerlane.
Uh-oh?
I have brought this up before, but now the matter is more pressing.
Is this about...
Yes, this is about the ball.
Ophelia gives the king a disapproving look.
Dear, I know it seems a strange proposition, but this is a royal tradition. Emmeline is a Sorry, fell asleep. Emmeline is at a suitable marrying age, and this ball may yet help her find a suitor.
But a husband? Emeline's cheeks are tinted pink. A royal ball for Emmeline? For her to find a husband? I never would have agreed to such a thing. The king never forced me into one because he knew that.
I will not force you to marry someone you do not love, Emmeline. We agreed on this ball to uphold tradition. All eligible bachelors...
Gosh dang.
All eligible bachelors will be invited in 4 months' time, and you will choose the man you want to court you. Yuck. I did find my true love through a ball, after all.
He glances at Ophelia, who responds with a fond smile. Her expressions fall back into something more worried when she looks at her daughter. But what if I can't choose anyone?
We will throw one ball as per tradition. We will not force you into another ball if you do not find a good suitor, but we must uphold traditions at least once. Perhaps this will push you to think more about your future.
I can't read in his voice.
I will not put any added pressure on you, Emmeline, but I would be happy to see children before I have to give up my throne. I am not getting any younger, you know.
I don't. King. Bad parent, points +10. Father! I can tell that the king is trying to make light of this situation, but there is an undertone of seriousness. Emmeline eventually sighs and slowly nods. I understand. My gaze shifts to Rod to search for a reaction, but his expression is impassive. No reaction at all. Did he know this was going to happen? But can I really be the princess the kingdom of Angel deserves? I feel so unprepared.
You are the crown princess of Angel. You must be confident.
Emmeline looks down, looking genuinely distressed. I'm finished. May I be excused? But, sweetheart, you've barely touched your food.
You may.
Emmeline stands up and ducks into a quick curtsy before rushing from the room. I do not move until I feel Rod's glare on me. I realize that I'm meant to follow Emmeline. Excuse me. I curtsy and follow after Emmeline. I barely make it a few steps away from the dining hall before the door flies open and Rod is rushing after me.
What are you doing here?
Answer him. Avoid the question. None of your gosh darn business. Rod begins to advance toward me, but he stops in his tracks when I speak. I do not have time to argue with you, Rod.
If you're here to break your curse, then you're not getting any help from me.
You are not the only person I can ask for help. I turn away from him to follow after Emmeline, but Rod grabs my arm. I stop and turn to glare at him. What now?
Where are you going?
I wrench out of Rod's grip. Where do you think? I turn and walk away. Rod does not attempt to stop me. The last place I expect to find Emmeline is in the throne room. Much to my surprise, I find her standing alone inside, staring up at the throne. Oh! When she turns to face me, she has a guilty expression on her face. I'm sorry. What is she apologizing for? I was very rude earlier, walking out on everyone at breakfast. Emmeline gazes back at the throne and sighs. I'm sure any other girl would be happy to have a ball. I mean, it's like something out of a fairy tale. But She sighs once again and looks down at her clasped hands. It all sounds so perfect in the fairy tales. 3 days is all it takes before everyone found their true love. But I don't think that's how it works out in real life. Do you? I have nothing to say in response when Emmeline turns her beseeching gaze to me. I don't know how I'm supposed to marry someone I barely even know. Is this really what it means to be the crown princess? Isn't this precisely what you wanted? Excuse me? When your mother married the king, you became a princess. You went from rags to riches overnight. I cannot keep the bitterness from my voice when I speak. Your life is playing out like Cinderella's, is it not? All you're missing are the glass slippers, and even then I'm sure the king would arrange for a pair. I cannot understand why you are so unhappy. Neither can I. Emmeline turns away from me to face the throne once more, and in the sun that streams through the windows, I see something shining on her cheeks. Is she crying? I'm so ungrateful. Gaia, what would you do? What? If you were in my place, if you became crown princess overnight, would you go through with the ball? For the sake of Angel's tradition? For the sake of your rule? I would never do anything so worthless. The king never brought up the subject with me. He most likely knew I would have refused. Emmeline suddenly pats her cheeks and turns to me, a wry smile on her face. I could do with some fresh air. Shall we go to my friend's shop in town? We've only just exited the throne room when Emmeline stops short, and I almost bump into her back. Oh! Oh gosh! What voice did I give this man? It's been so long since I last recorded with him in it.
Your Highness, what a pleasant...
Sir Mithros abruptly stops to stare at me. Why is Sir Mithros looking at me so intently? Is something the matter, Sir Mithros?
No, nothing at all. Your Highness, I am just amused.
Amused? Oh, you haven't met my new maid. This is Gaia.
Gaia.
There's something in Sir Mithros' gaze that I do not trust. The silence is stifling, so I curtsy at him. Sir.
Charming.
Sir Mithros turns his attention back to Emmeline.
Where are you off to on this pleasant day?
Oh, just off to visit a friend.
Make sure you bring your guards with you, Princess.
Of course. Not. I wonder what's taking him so long. Emmeline decided to invite Rod to join us on her visit. One of the guards offered to get Rod for her, but he still has yet to return. Another stands with us by the gates, ready to escort us into town. Why does the king even keep these incompetent fools if they cannot find a single person? Maybe we should go look for Rod? But then, what if he gets here as soon as we go searching for him? I sigh. I'll go look for him. You can stay here. But you don't need to run errands for me. She has yet to ask me to do anything. What does she think a maid even does? But you'd be mad if she asked you things, hon. Gaia, you're such a conundrum. A mess. I look at her solemnly, not answering her. Finally, she relents. Thank you, Gaia. I incline my head just slightly before walking off. And I'm going to end it here for episode 4. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we're going to have a fun little confrontation with, I'm sure, Rod and possibly Mithros when we see him again. Have a good night, I guess.